Hey everyone, RSI here. Today is a glorious day. I know the weather's not the most glorious, but here we are. It's Wednesday. And you know what that means? I'm done with classes. Officially presented my last project this morning, which was great. My alarm, for some reason I decided to set it for a Friday. Yeah, a Friday 6 o'clock alarm will help me so much on a Wednesday. So woke up, realized the sun was coming up, and I'm like, the sun doesn't come up at this time during this time of the year. What's up with that? And then I realized it was like 7:40, which still plenty of time. I was gonna get there like 2 hours early I wanted to run over a couple things, just practice before the presentation, because we have to actually present it. So I didn't exactly have as much time as I would have liked to prepare, but you know what? It turned out great. Apparently we did excellently. Then we had our tests immediately after. Literally, we finished presenting projects at 11:27. At 11:30, we had a test 5 stories up. So that was fun. Oh, people are being dropped off from school. Don't know. I'm not gonna let the bus pass because it's loud. But yeah, so officially done with classes. We're going to do a party tonight to sort of like celebrate like being done. And I want to go. Like, got a haircut and everything. I look all nice. Got a haircut. I was like prepared to go. We're gonna go party. We're gonna go have fun. First, we were gonna go to like one friend's house, and we're gonna like Disney night or something like that. We're gonna like watch Disney movies or something. I don't know. And then that switched. We were just gonna have like a pretty standard like music and stuff like that, which is not really my speed. I'm not a typical person when it comes to parties. I really couldn't care. Then we were gonna go to the Ports, which is like a pub type thing, but I don't do drinking anymore, so I wouldn't be drinking, which would sort of be the point. Like I could drink, but don't want to. I don't like. I'd like to remember this day, the day that I finally, after 4 years, finished college, and I don't want to be drunk and be all the way down by the college, because like that's where the Ports is. The Ports is just a little walk away from the college. I don't want to be drunk all the way down there. Like, that's a 40 minutes to an hour long bus ride all the way home, and I don't want to be drunk for that. That'd be horrible. I'd probably end up staying on the bus for like hours on end and end up downtown when the bus service stops or something. That'd be horrible. Yeah, done with school. Yeah. Passport application is finally in the mail. It took much longer than I expected. I've been swamped. So that's in. Got a haircut, because it's been like 2-3 months since my last one. So very, very productive. I get home, I'm like, okay, I need to get ready, and then I need to get out. I need to go out to the Ports, and then I realize I really don't want to. For the first time in ages, I don't have anything to do. I don't have to study. I don't have to study. I don't have to really do anything. Nothing is expected of me right now. I'm supposed to go back to the college tomorrow to meet up with my placement. I also had to like ask if my placement has even been confirmed. Apparently it has, and whatever. But until the placement's confirmed, it should be confirmed. There's no reason for them to deny me at this point. But I'm meeting up with my placement person, great person. we have to figure out how it's gonna work, because it's like an online company, but they need 160 hours of work, and how are you supposed to confirm that you actually worked 160 hours if you're at home? So we're trying to figure out if there's like a space we could use at the college, which means I would just have to work off my laptop, and the school Wi-Fi. Not ideal. School Wi-Fi is garbage, because there's hundreds of people using it, hundreds if not thousands, like 1,000 or something, people using it at any time. And my laptop I bought it in 2012. It was great in its day. It could run Skyrim on HD, but now it can barely even start up without having a heart attack. Poor thing's so old, I need to retire it eventually. I moved all the documents on it onto a flash drive for its eventual catastrophic failure, because it's not going to survive forever. But yeah, so yeah, I decided to not go to the whole party thing, the pub, and then like some people are saying we go to the pub, then we can like all walk down to this place. I think it's like a club or something. I'm like, clubs, it's gross. I don't know, just people, just so many people, strangers, and then it's like loud noise and alcohol, and some people are going to be drunk and belligerent, and it's just not my scene. I don't mind people being drunk, that's fine, but if I see somebody being drunk and they're just making like moves on somebody, and you can see that they're obviously uncomfortable, I'm going to step in, and then I'm probably going to end up getting punched or something. So yeah, I'd rather not get punched or have to like defend people. Like, I like defending people, I like helping people, but the person would have to defend themselves anyways. They're going through this type of situation. It's not like they're expecting me or somebody to save them. And that's why I think everybody should carry some sort of self-defense tool. Bought one for my sister, bought one for now my ex, because I can't always be around to protect them. They're not really expensive. Like, heck, a pen properly used can be quite effective. A pencil could actually straight up kill someone. Number 2 pencil. Keep that in mind. Number 2 pencil can puncture anywhere on human skull. It's not like you can use it multiple times, but the number 2 pencil could actually straight up kill somebody. Zombie Go Boom proved that. That was quite the episode. I didn't actually expect that to work. And when it worked, and they kept testing it, and it was like literally every place we're using it. Something to do with like friction, and how like the pen has multiple layers of wood, or like how the wood sheds as it passes through the skull, and the graphite core. It's interesting. It's really interesting. That's even possible. Whatever. Fun facts with Ari. So yeah. So let's see. Done with school. Passport in the mail. Haircut. Trimmed up my my mess of facial hair. I've just not been caring for it. There was a period of time where my mustache got like super long. I just wanted to see how long I could grow it, and then eventually I trimmed it down because it was getting in the way. It was like always touching my lower lip. It was annoying. I know what I want to do with it when it gets that length, but right now I sort of need, I want my cheeks to fill in so that I can grow it long and then have it blend into the cheek hair. But right now I'm capable of growing hair like stuff here, but it's not as thick as I'd like. And there's still a lot of like peach hairs, so even when it grows out and it looks like a beard, there's all these like thin wispy hairs that haven't really developed. They're not terminal yet, which means they don't really have any pigment to them, and it just makes you look really ratty. So c'est la vie. Ugh. Still trying to get used to this new haircut. It's like no hair. Number 3 and a number 2 sort of mixed on the sides and back. Top sort of trimmed up. It looks great. So yeah, on a bit of a walk. They let me cross the street. How nice of them. So yeah, I'm out on a walk because I sort of just got home and I just sort of like really wanted to crash, but I really don't want to pass out yet because it is only, what time is it? 4. It's only 4 in the afternoon. I got home at around 3. I had a lot of stuff to do. Around 3, and I just wanted to pass out. So decided why not go on a walk, record a vlog, and while I'm out, because it is officially the 28th. Yeah, today's the 28th, which means yesterday, The Last Jedi came out in Blu-ray DVD. So finally, I get to buy it. So yeah, it's been a good day. I'll update. I'm about to get near a major road, and there's gonna be a bunch of people and cars. You're probably not gonna be able to hear me, so I'll pick this back up after I pick up The Last Jedi. See you on the other side. Guess what? Bam! Bought it in the bag. Got some drinks, Pepsi, and on my way home, I'm gonna enjoy this. Okay, away from the highway, so I decided I wanted to talk about something from The Last Jedi that I found interesting. And I find sometimes, I'm just gonna take off this hood, the contrast sometimes will block out my face, as you saw in the last little clip. So I'm just gonna take it for now. Take this professional. So one of the things that okay, first of all, spoilers, lots of spoilers. Not really big spoilers, but enough that if you have not seen The Last Jedi, have no interest in seeing The Last Jedi, or just really like if you haven't seen it, leave now or forever hold your peace and all that. If you don't care about spoilers, whatever, continue watching. I couldn't give a damn. I'm just speaking. This is my vlog. You're not going to police me on this. So, in The Last Jedi, again, spoilers, final warning. Don't want to see people getting angry, sending me messages being like, "You ruined Star Wars for me." Oh. At this point, the people that don't want to be spoiled have probably already left, so I'm not offending anyone. So, in Star Wars, it's important to note that Rey, The Last Jedi particularly, Luke gives Rey 3 lessons. First one being, of course, that the Force, particularly the light, does not belong to the Jedi. The Force doesn't belong to the Jedi. It belongs to everything. See the stuff, the sign? Force belongs to that equally as much as it belongs to me. See the grass? Belongs to me as much as it belongs to that. The earthworms that are currently digging furiously to get out from underground because of all the water. They're just as equal in the Force as I am. Everything is equal in it. So, yeah. The Force doesn't belong to the Jedi, and then thus, if the Jedi were to die out, the Force would continue going. That's the lesson. It's a lesson in humility. We're not, the Jedi aren't special or anything. We just are. We just are as we are. We aren't anything special for I'm talking like I am part of that universe. The Star Wars cinematic universe, and the books, if you want to delve into those. I've been given increasing number of reasons to not care about the recent books. I'll get into that maybe another day. But, so yeah, whatever. Force does not belong to the Jedi. It belongs to everyone. Second lesson was I don't remember the second lesson. I honestly don't. Thank goodness I watched the movie, right? And then the final lesson, he never delivered. I think that's a very important note. And so, yeah, he didn't deliver the final lesson, the third lesson, at least not to Rey. And I think the third lesson was not one that he could teach. It's one that he had to live out. One second, crossing the road. Okay. The final one was one that he intended to teach to Rey, I think. It was the one about legends, and like becoming a legend can be more of a problem than it solves. But in the end, we need legends. Legends are important for society. We all have legends. Some people legendize, if that's a word, their parents. It's mostly for like a survival thing, right? Sometimes it's a teacher, or sometimes it's a celebrity. Sometimes it's anyone, literally anyone. You can be like, this person's amazing, and make a legend out of them. Pretty much everything we do, like, has some sort of like mythological context, even if it doesn't make sense. Like, a car just drove by. That person at one point had to get their license. I'm gonna cross the street again. I'm not super professional. I'm talking about philosophy and then going boop-a-doop-a-doo, like skip across the street. So yeah, anything to be mythologized. But people, like, example, there was like this video I saw once about people explaining when they knew, boys and young adults, explaining when they knew they were a man officially. For some it was, I turned 21. It's down to the States because y'all think that people can go overseas and fight for you, but they can't drink to forget what they had to do in protection of your country. But whatever. I turned 21. I had my first drink, and that's when I became a man. Cool. Some people, it's I got my license, and that means I'm a man. Cool. Some people, it's, I got my first gun. Now I'm a man. Cool. One second. Yeah. So, what does it really mean? Like all these different cultural norms or whatever. There's no standardized method of knowing when one stops being a boy. In that regard, people develop their own myths. For those who are on the Tojo, you know what I'm talking about. We've all done lesson 1. Some places actually still have like these rites of passage. The Jewish community has like their bar mitzvah. Almost mispronounced that, bar mitzvah, and that's their passage into manhood. Some communities, especially like, saw some like a documentary on like some African community where they do this like scarification ritual, and if you didn't have these beautifully intricate scars on your like face and torso, you weren't an adult yet. So they have to go through this, and it's a lot of pain. I read one, it's like a South African tribe, and what they do is they take the boys out into the forest, like all the men, they take the boys out into the forest, and they have to take these like extreme hallucinogenic drugs, and like just these bizarre ones. I saw like one, it was like they had to hold their hands in these mitts filled with fire ants for like hours on end while these ants are eating away at them, and it hurts, and it hurts and hurts and hurts. Others, it's like they have to like slash their wrist and have the blood drip out because they have to get rid of the woman in them, and then the men they drink the blood of the men present to become more manly. Does it actually do that? No, that's not scientifically possible. You become more of a man by drinking blood. But it's the principle that counts. They think that it makes them more of a man, and thus they become men. Don't even know where I'm going at this point. I'm just talking. But the final lesson that Luke gave, he didn't give specifically to Rey, and it was talking about this legend, and that we didn't need this legend. This is where my point was going. I just figured it out. I'm a dumb. Okay? I'm highly intelligent, not that bright. So he became the legend. He says the universe doesn't need the legend. He's a legend. And in the end, we find out that they really did need his legend. It was very important for them. And now people are spreading his legend again. There's actually a book called The Legends of Luke Skywalker. Most of them are fiction. Some of them aren't. They're legends that people talk about Luke during his time publicly as a Jedi before his what would be the word for that? Self-assigned exile. That's a bus. Self-assigned exile. Before that, he was literally a legend. Some of these legends in this book are truly. They show just how powerful he was, or how powerful people at least perceived him to be. And they saw that one man could literally set it up against the Empire and bring it to its knees, force a peace treaty upon the galaxy that forced the Empire into a small sector of the galaxy, and eventually they evolved into the First Order. A lot of people don't know that, so it's funny, but whatever. Because the Empire was never truly defeated. You can't just kill the Emperor and blow up a Death Star and be like, yay, we won. The Empire is there. It's a government. Okay? That's the same reason why, like, when JFK was assassinated, the U.S. government didn't stop existing. You can't just take out a figurehead. Not as simple as that anymore. You gotta literally dismantle everything. Sometimes it's simple. Like Rick and Morty put it, I'm gonna turn this 1 into a 0. And one of their dollars is worth 0 of itself. And the entire government collapsed because nobody can get paid. I'm still a mite sick. But I think the fact that I'm done school, I can now start focusing on getting better. And not have to be stressing all the time about projects. Which would be fantastic. Okay, back on point. So, Luke said we don't need legends. But then in the end, he had to prove to himself that we do need legends. Even he needed the legend of himself. And just the idea of him being there. And we see in the end credits, or was it end credits? Or I think it was just the end, with the children play with those dolls of Luke Skywalker. We can't hear what they're saying, but you know exactly what they mean. That Luke Skywalker, the legend, stood up against the First Order with nothing but a laser sword and disappeared without a trace. Even without a scratch. Lightsabers could not hurt him. Nothing could hurt him. The entire First Order rained hellfire upon him. And he brushed it off his shoulder. That is what the galaxy needed. It's exactly what they needed. Like, now we know the rebels, now that they've devolved from being the rebellion back into being rebels, or the resistance into being the rebellion again. They need that. And now Rey is going to have to become that legend. So I think the third lesson was really, was a lesson that he was lying to himself about. He thought, we don't need legends. But then in the end, it proves that we really do. Even if we don't really see the value of them. In today's world, Star Wars, and even now Marvel. Yeah, Marvel is the modern mythology in which people are learning. They're developing new lines of thought. They're able to talk about things that normally we can't talk about in a fictional setting. Like example, like what would happen if the government started imposing regulations that were starting to infringe upon human rights. Star Wars did that with the slow transition from the Republic to the Empire. Originally, the Empire was very much like the Republic, but then over time, Palpatine phased out the Senate, the Imperial Senate, which you see in Episode 4. There was an announcement about that. Almost like a passing comment, but that's all the human rights gone. Now it's just Palpatine being a dictator in the entire galaxy. What happens if that happens to us? Now I'm Canadian. I don't imagine that happening. I was sort of... There it is. I was wondering where the crosswalk was. But these types of stories, they allow us to figure out, like, when can we start seeing these types of signs? At the beginning, no one suspected Palpatine. He was a good guy. Everybody loved him. Literally, everybody. Like, nobody really disliked him, and anyone who really disliked him could not find a reason for it, other than that they had a bad feeling. And that's how it starts. Hitler himself, he started off as like a corporal in World War I. Really a nobody. And then by World War II, he's sort of the guy who got the ball. Well, like, he didn't start the war, but like, he got the ball rolling. We all know how that started and stuff. So yeah. So the third lesson was one that he had to really learn himself. And in turn, it's sort of... we know Rey's going to learn about this story. She's going to wonder, what happened? How did you guys all escape from the First Order? And they're going to be like, yo, by the way, Luke Skywalker faced down the entire First Order and then disappeared because he's awesome. And that's the third lesson. It's a bit of a roundabout lesson. And I don't think it's one that Rey will learn right off the bat. Who knows? Episode 8 broke tradition and did not have a time lapse between episodes, so we really don't, like, literally no time break between episodes. But this time, I'm hoping we will get a couple of years, if not many, and maybe we'll see a Jedi Knight Rey, if not a Master. I don't imagine it'd be a Master; that'd just be too much. But a Jedi Knight Rey. Hope we find out her real name. I still don't think Rey is her real name. I think it's a pseudonym that she took and just sort of kept. I think her real name is something very different. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe it's completely inconsequential. I don't care. I'm sort of done with theorizing about Star Wars because it just ruins everything. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm going to go watch The Last Jedi because it's awesome. Y'all have a good day. May the Force be with you.